Catch 'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
I'm Zeke Thurston, 2016 World Champion Saddlebrock Rider, and you're watching the Peppered Stewart Show.
It's happening now. Let's do it live. Oh, you tuned in. Why you did, I don't know. You're here. I'm here. Everyone's here. But I'm telling you, you're responsible for your own clicking. You clicked to watch, or you tuned in on Saturday, because that happens too. On DB TV. You're like, what? Dale Brisby TV? No, but close enough. DB TV, check it out. It's on the interweb net. I think it's db.tv. I don't know. Check it out. Look it up. A lot of stuff going on today. We had some swapping going down as far as the guests and stuff, so it's a little different. But here's what we got for you. We're going to talk to Lyn Walsh and Beverly branch from the Careity Foundation. We're going to talk to them. The celebrity cutting they do every year in December is going to be heavy Yellowstone 1883 on that. So we're going to talk to her about that, get a little bit more information about Careity and how that got kicked off. For those of you that don't know, Claire Dunn, musical guest Claire Dunn, she's got a lot of stuff going on. We've got a video from her, a great music video we're going to throw at you to check that out. The NCBA has been doing stuff with cows, cow stuff. Look it up. We got cow stuff for you. The American and the horse world is going to collide. I'm not talking about rodeo cowboys. We're talking about horse riding cowboys. Something's going on with that. We got that for you. Today, somebody had some fraud cattle, killed someone. We're going to tell you who did that, allegedly. PBR teams, are you watching that? You had snakes on a plane. We got snakes in a chair. Church camp gone wrong. You're not going to want to miss that. And then guns, everybody's got them. Do they know how to use them? We're going to talk about those. There's a trailer for a show coming out, a new show that's going to go on CW. We're going to show a trailer for that, talk about it, and talk about some more stuff. Yes, I look homeless. That is for a reason. Some stuff's going on. I'll tell you about that in a little while. But check out this show that you can get on DVD.
I heard 1,000 stories, but none could describe this place. The road west is filled with failures. It was a dream, and the dream is coming true. We are in the land of no mercy now.
James Dunn.
1883.
From visionary creator Taylor Sheridan comes 1883, a Yellowstone origin story, a prequel to television's #1 show, Yellowstone. This is featuring a star-studded cast, including Academy Award nominee Sam Elliott, along with Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, and cameos from Academy Award winners Tom Hanks and the man himself, Billy Bob Thornton, the Santa. Dive deep into the Dutton's family history with over 2 hours of behind-the-scenes bonus content, including never-before-seen featurettes with the cast and crew. 1883, a Yellowstone origin story. Available now. Blu-ray, DVD, and digital now. So check it out. That is what's happening. That's what's going down. Order it right now. The DVD, the Blu-ray, all that stuff is available for you. So go look at it. If you want to see a dead guy or a guy shooting guns, that was me. Didn't look like me, but that was him. We're also going to talk about the Careity Foundation. They have been doing stuff for a long time, and they keep on keeping on, doing some stuff for you guys. Great stuff all the way since 1995. So the Careity Foundation, we know a lot about it. We talk to them every now and again, but we don't know everything because I'm not Google. So what I did do was find the folks that do know about that. And so we're going to talk to Lyn Walsh and Beverly Branch and find out all the good stuff about Careity. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. It happens. I do look homeless though. I'm not able to shave for another couple of weeks, so we got some more 1800 stuff happening over in Fort Worth. So let's talk about Careity. Tell us, Careity been around since '95. So tell us about you guys. Being in horses and doing horse stuff. Where did that come from? You grew up in horses? You do a lot of competing? How'd that happen?
Well, I certainly did grow up with horses and have been riding for many years. Always loved horses and always wanted to have some. And I've had some for a long time and still taking care of them.
Yeah.
Same here. Still riding. I mean, both of us have always loved horses, and that's why we've been doing fundraisers together for years. And our first fundraiser was a trail ride.
Okay.
An expensive trail ride for Careity, and we had celebrities in that also.
Okay. So start out with a trail ride, then you kind of went on. So where did people that don't know, where did Careity actually get started? What came about to start that?
You want to talk about that?
Well, we've like we said, we've come together and been fairly successful fundraising for many years, and we've both feel very passionate about direct patient services. We like to see where the money is impacting in any of the work we've ever done, and so that's what I guess it happened. We were on several boards. Each one has been on separate boards and experienced that and seen different operations, and nothing really quite was hitting it. Nothing was quite making it click for us. And so we met with Bob Kingsley and the executive director at the time of NCHA and said, we're this is what we're interested in. And they said, start your own thing and we'll support you. Mm-hmm. We'd had a great relationship with Bob Kingsley for years, and he liked the way we did things, and we do things a little bit differently than others. We're both business people and have experienced both sides of the charitable and philanthropic world, and so we knew what we would want to have happen as a sponsor, and then we also knew because of different experiences with patients and family members who have fought cancer. We knew some things that we would like to do. And everyone said, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. And we said, no, that's not going to work for us. This is the way we'll do it. And this is the way you like it, then we'll keep doing it and you'll keep supporting us. And it's been very successful for many years now.
28 years, NCHA has donated the entire venue, the Coliseum, the Roundup Inn, the judges come in. I mean, they help us get the cattle, the announcers. It's just such a perfect partnership. Together, we have saved so many lives over the years. And we used to help other organizations, but it just wasn't what we want. Direct patient services. We don't want money leaving this area. We're in North Central Texas, and the people here are important to us. So that's what we have been dedicating our lives to do. And actually, Beverly's been involved with NCHA since she was a child, because they printed the NCHA charter for 60 years.
Yeah. Grew up going to the futurity.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's obviously very, very important to us is I would like people to understand and know that the celebrities that have been a part of our lives for 28 years have all been 100% volunteer. We've never compensated them. They've never been underwritten. They've never been sponsored. They're getting there here on their own accord, and they're there helping us to raise this money. And they deserve a lot of credit for doing that. People say, you know, how can you get this? And well, there's a magical piece about the whole picture.
Right.
They share the same passion as we.
And that speaks to the people that come, because, you know, everything is volunteer based, and it just goes to speak to the people that do come, because they actually care about what they're doing. They have a cause, and you know, a lot of these people, you know, Hollywood people, other people they're very busy, you know, take time out of their busy lives to come to an event or support events. That speaks volumes to the character, you know, of those people that donate time to come out and help out and
Absolutely.
make the show that it is. And so when you started this, you know, years ago, you started with the trail ride, you went to the cutting. Did you ever imagine the growth that it would take from there to where you are now?
Absolutely not. You know, we knew that we had a passion for services and helping people, and you know, being in the horse world, we're kind of all big family, and consequently, people knew the folks that we were taking care of, even though, you know, according to HIPAA laws, we can't discuss it with anybody, but
Right.
our patients themselves have told people how much we've been able to help them. And that's been an incredible feeling. We felt so blessed to have this opportunity to help people, and to have been given this opportunity by, you know, celebrities and NCHA. You know, Taylor Sheridan walked into our lives about 5 years ago, and that was awesome. And it was right after the time where, you know, we lost Bob Kingsley.
Right. And speaking of Careity Foundation, people are like, okay, what do they do? Tell the folks kind of what Careity does and how they offer their services, you know, to the people.
Well, we start wherever the patient is. I guess that's one thing I can say generally, because people start at different levels. They start at different areas. But we do start as early detection. We appreciate that very much, because so much can be done with early detection. So in mammograms, you know, just a simple mammogram. And then if that turns into something, we do the diagnostic, and then a biopsy. And then, of course, if there's a diagnosis, then we move people through the process. And we have a great relationship with the Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders. And so we get them straight into the physicians, into the surgeons. We've had people actually say, my head is spinning at how fast we have gotten people moved through. It's usually within 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. I mean, everything moves very quickly.
We also provide the physician orders, the doctor orders, and when somebody calls us, normally the people who don't have insurance don't have a physician. And so when they find that there's something not exactly right, we're able to take a scenario of what is going on with that patient, relate it to the physicians, and we are able to get a physician order within 24 hours.
And then with the, you know, the fundraising that you do and the donation that you take in, something else that I like about what you guys do, if you want to elaborate on, is about the money that comes in, how you deviate that out.
Well, it's direct patient care. I mean, we have a dietitian, because when you're going through chemo treatments, your diet changes, and you need to know what you can eat, what will feel better to eat, what will not have many reactions, how things can respond. We have a chaplain. We have the oncology massage therapist. We have a psychotherapist. We have, very importantly, a social worker, and the navigator, the cancer navigator, who can help them through the journey. Were you going to ask something?
We've just started a Be Bold, Be Beautiful program where, you know, women, especially when they lose their hair, you know, and they don't feel good about themselves, there's a lot of psychological trauma that goes into when people are having chemotherapy. And it's not just the physical, or it's so much psychological. that they need. We had a gal who used to be a makeup artist at Neiman's, and she happens to be one of our cancer patients, and wanted to go to visit all of our clinics, which are 7 locally, to help women feel better about themselves. So we just decided we would take that whole initiative on, because she didn't have the funds to be able to do this full time. And we thought, well, this is something that is very important to women, and to go home to their husbands and look better, feel, they can feel good, they can be bold, be beautiful.
Be brave, be beautiful.
Be brave, be beautiful.
Yeah.
You look better, you feel better, and everybody's better around. So over this last year, you guys were doing some traveling, checking out some sets and doing some things. So tell us about that.
Well, Taylor did a real boost in our arm for us, and he did a live auction. We did it right there in the beginning of COVID, and it was streamed all over the United States.
Through Superior Livestock.
Yeah, through Superior Livestock, who donated their services for us. And so there were a lot of experiences that were bid on and won by people all over the United States. And so we've been meeting those folks at 1883 set and at Yellowstone set. And Taylor has been so gracious to donate this. And it's been a privilege, to be a guest these different sets, to be around Sam Elliott and Tim McGraw and Faith Hill and LaMonica Garrett, and all of them were wonderful to treat our donors and guests as friends. Mm-hmm. And so they were very, it was really neat to be a part of all that. And of course, also, I guess 1883, the grueling set, and how those actors had to work in the 113 heat and the 23 degree cool and cold, and they were out there really working. I've never seen such an incredible culture that obviously starts from the top with Taylor Sheridan, the respect that all the actors had for each other, and the production team. You were around it, and it's just amazing to me how that whole world is. I got my eyes open, and it was a really neat experience.
Yeah, it was something to see, and I ended up writing an article about my experiences on set afterwards. About seeing Taylor out there and just be able to watch him work. I mean, he's out there and he's doing this. He's on it. He jumps on the horse and he's riding the horse and he's out there. I mean, he's all about it 100%. And I was like, man, this guy is amazing at what he's doing. In his mind, I don't know what's in his mind, but there's a lot of stuff up there, and we're about to see it.
But he was so calm all the time. Did you notice his calmness?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He just never got, whiffed at all. He was so constructive about everything he did, and it was amazing to watch.
And his wife, Nicole, has been so passionate about the services that we provide, and how much input that she has had has been incredible. She is such a big part of him and of our organization also.
Absolutely.
And I think it works out. I think them. It works out great. They make a great pair, and it shows, and it comes out in the stuff that they do, and things like that. I mean, it's a match made in heaven right there.
It absolutely is, and we're so blessed to have them a part of our lives. That just as we were getting to get tired, and things were getting tired. They just shot this whole new energy into us and to our event and to our patient services. It gave us just a breath of fresh air and a relief because of the support, and he continues to support us, and we are, it's just such a privilege to have him a part of our lives and to continue to call and say, hey, I've got this up my sleeve. Let's, show up, just be there, and I'm going to do this for you. And, he's a busy guy.
And we're the ones that approve the procedures. Those calls come into our office. Uh-huh. People that are asking for help are on the other end of the phone with us. And we're able to, because of all of the way people have volunteered and contributed to our organization, we can say yes over and over and over. And we don't have government grants. We have every nickel we raise through events like this. And so we're not told that somebody makes $10 too much.
Yeah.
We get to feel the whole picture of what they need, and we're able to help them and save their lives. And that's something that I don't believe a whole lot of people have an opportunity to do.
No, and they don't. And so every December, Cowtown, they got an event every year that happens. Careity Foundation. So the best place for folks, if they want to go buy tickets to an event, they want to donate to the foundation, where is the best place to send them to get to you?
I believe our website, careity.org.
Okay.
Careity.
All right.
Org. And we have all sorts of things, that information there and help there if you need it. And of course, that's what's important, is to call. If you need help, or if you need help, call. Let us know.
Insured or uninsured, we're still wanting to help people that have insurance. We don't help them financially, of course, if they don't need financial help. Working with the Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders, we've been able to navigate patients to be involved in certain programs that help save their lives and save their marriages, quite frankly, because a lot happens when, especially with women, when they're diagnosed with cancer. A lot happens on the home front. So we're just very glad that we can help these folks along.
Okay.
We appreciate what you've done for us, because you've been a part of our lives. You stepped in, and you've been a huge benefit to us, and we appreciate what you've done for us.
I do what I can, and I'm here to help. So we'll let you guys get back to what y'all are doing, and we'll shoot folks to your website, and then we'll see you in December.
Okay, Friday, December 2nd.
Thank you.
Yellowstone meets 1883.
It'll be fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, check them out. Good stuff. Careity Foundation. Check it out. Look it up. Always something going on. Always something happening. Speaking of happening, what's happening right now is we got some music for your ear holes and a video for you to see from our friend Claire Dunn. Let's see what she's up to in this video.
Done playing these city boy games, done chasing those red-eye planes, and killing myself to reheat a flame. Done wondering who's on his line and what he's doing with all his time, and if I'm good enough for him to be love like Sunday morning. Yeah, he's the strong silent type. He makes me his first choice. So worth holding, holding, holding out for a cowboy. So worth holding, holding, holding out for a cowboy. Easy, easy, easy. It was so worth holding out for a cowboy.
Yeah, it was a news story. I found it, but I didn't want to talk about it when we had her on the show. I didn't want to bring that up. But yeah, that really happened. You can Google that. Google is your friend. Speaking of Google is your friend, a lot of stuff's going on in the United States of the America. Also, I found out that I am an American.
You found that out?
People on TikTok.
Is this breaking news?
TikTok trolls.
Are you proud to be an American?
Well, they inform me all the time.
Where at least you know you're free?
You wear red, white, and blue Speedo. Of course, I did do that in junior high. I remember that.
What?
I never did get out of the water, though.
You wore a red, white, and blue Speedo in junior high?
Yeah, because they had swim class, and we had to swim.
No.
And the only thing I had was a Speedo, so I had to stay in
Was
the
this,
water all
by
the
any
time.
chance, was this organized by Mr. Cannon?
No, before that school. Before that school, when we used to work cows with him, he used to make us, or he didn't make us, but he just encouraged us to get our underwear and
go swimming?
wrestle in the pool.
And then,
yeah.
as it turns out, years later, a news story that no one was surprised about.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I remember when we used to work cows over there.
That guy, he was a good guy, man.
We used to
He
work
was
cows.
working cattle. I didn't see anything wrong with that. I remember, yeah.
I was
Then
like,
at the end
oh,
of the
yeah.
day, we were all hot, and we'd all just strip
no
down in our
underwear and
underwear
went
and jump in the... Wait a minute.
No wonder we played chicken. 'Cause
Yeah.
where you get on their neck, you'd get on the other one's neck and you'd fight in the water.
I didn't play that one.
And I was like, huh, interesting. Okay, speaking of interesting stuff, guns. You ever seen a gun?
I have seen guns.
You ever seen a gun?
Okay.
Okay,
I
guns.
got a couple new...
I've got to figure out a way to cut this. 'Cause I got to chop this.
Allegedly.
I got to chop this part out at some point because it's going to be interesting to repost for the trolls on the internet. So let's see, 32117.com.
Wait.
Let's talk about gun stuff. Guns happen. Guns happen. Guns are used in mass shootings.
In
And if you
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. And if you listen to your government, no matter what government you listen to, no matter what year it is, who's the El Presidente or Presidenta, they all ramble the same stuff. So everybody thinks that America has a gun epidemic. Everybody's got guns. They talk about the Second Amendment. And yes, the story is brought up. When the Second Amendment was written, back in the old days, they had single-shot black powder rifles, which
Fair.
was difficult to shoot because I shot those in 1883. It was a pain in the butt to shoot that.
Seems inefficient.
Yes, terrible idea for a gun. So anyway, when they wrote that in the old days, it was single shot black powder rifle, and everybody lived within miles of each other. So you were spread out. You needed a gun to defend yourself, whether you had a bandit or a rabid coyote come into your house to eat a goat, or cows or chickens or whatever. So you need to defend yourself.
All right, I'm in so far.
So that was the whole idea. Well, you fast forward years later, and just like everything else, things progress. You went from a single shot to a 6-shooter, shot 6. Then you had your shotgun to double barrel, and then they got the Winchester, the house with all the doors, your repeating rifle, so you could shoot more than one.
Okay.
And then you fast forward, and you got magazines or clips. If you're uneducated about guns, you call it a clip.
Okay.
If you know about guns, you call it a magazine. So you can always tell in a news story who's talking about the guns, or whether they say clip or magazine.
All right.
Because a clip is what goes on your paper.
Paperclip.
Paperclip, yes.
I've read in magazines about paperclips.
They're in magazines. Paper clips. So here's what we got. We got this right here. I thought it was interesting because before we did electric cars, we talked about electric cars and went over that, and then we found out how ridiculous that was. That California's like, we're banning electric cars, and a week later, like, oh, hey, don't charge your car. I'm like, what? What are you guys doing in California? It reminds me of this. What is the difference in the Titanic in California?
Wait, what?
What's the difference? California Titanic.
The Titanic movie? The ship?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'll wait.
At least when the Titanic sank, it had its lights on.
Fair.
I mean, it had its lights on. So, all right, let's get back to the gun stuff. All right, so everybody's talking about rifles and ARs, which I think AR does not stand for assault rifle. It's Armalite, the name of the gun maker. So everybody's all upset about the guns. Get rid of these guns that shoot multiple bullets. Okay?
Right.
So I was like, all right, let's look at this. Let's see, from 1982, you know about that time, to 2022, okay? Let's see what weapon was most used in mass shootings. What they use?
You want me to tell you the answer?
Do you know?
It's handguns.
What?
Yeah.
It wasn't an
It
AR
wasn't
with a 30 round?
AR-15s with a bunch of clips.
How's
It
that
was
even
just
happen?
handguns,
The
regular
news-
old guns in
No,
your hand.
the news told me that it was
Oh,
AR-15s.
well, there might be
military style assault rifles.
Yeah, there might be something you don't know about the news. I think it's a news problem.
Yeah. So handguns are the most common weapon used in mass shootings in the United States, with a total of 147 different handguns were used in 99 incidences between 1982 and 2022.
Okay, so there's less than 100 mass shootings? That sounds like a lot less than I thought it was.
Because the news blows it up. Makes
it's
makes a big deal out of stuff.
40 years.
Yeah.
But okay.
There's not a lot. Okay, so you had, these figures calculated from 132 reported cases over this period, meaning handguns are involved in 75% of mass shootings, which mass shootings mean a shooting more than a couple of people. The involvement in semi-automatic rifles in mass shootings.
So it's a vocabulary problem.
Yes. And owing their use in several high-profile mass shootings, they're high-profile because the news made them high-profile. So it's been a lot of debate about that. While the definition of assault weapon is what? Nobody knows. It goes back to the thing. It's like you said, it's a vocabulary problem.
Yeah, because they're saying mass, and you said that's more than a couple of people.
Yeah.
Mass sounds more like
Church
mass.
There's a lot of people in the mass.
Or obesity, which is a way bigger killer. A way bigger killer than an assault rifle, but whatever.
And so okay, what's an assault? An assault weapon is anything you use to assault someone with. If I assault you with this phone, that's an assault phone. If I hit you with a baseball bat, I assaulted you with a bat. So that's an assault bat.
All right.
What about the recent story up in Canada? They had some assault knives up there.
I heard about that.
That's an assault knife.
And the guy
They killed 10 people with an
wasn't
assault
there
knife.
anymore, so they couldn't find him.
Yeah. He stabbed 10 people, killed 10 people, injured some more, ran away with his assault knife.
But yeah, I heard it was an AR knife.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem.
Big problem. AR knives, not allowed in Canada.
Yeah.
So, well, of course, Canada makes its way into the story at some point. So anyway, the semi-automatics are a main focus of debate since 1985. Since 1985, there has been 52 shootings involving rifles, mostly semi-automatic. Which, for you people that don't know about guns, semi-automatic means that you just pull the trigger. 1, 2, 3. That's called semi-automatic. That's what that means. Automatic weapons were banned years and years ago. That means you just hold the trigger and it shoots. Semi-automatic means you have to pull the trigger each time you shoot. So that means every gun you own, unless it's a single shot, is semi-automatic. So that's the problem is you have too many people that don't know what they don't know. And then they make a mess out of what they don't know. I see Baptist Church in here. What happened there?
A massacre.
See, it goes with the words.
Yeah.
You got to use big words. You got to scare people.
Yeah.
You got to scare everyone.
Massacre.
Yeah.
That's good.
So in 2017, the Las Vegas Strip massacre was the worst shooting in mass history if you don't count the Indians back in, 18-something.
That was way worse.
Yeah. You don't count those. Nobody counts that. I remember posting that a while back. Like, you don't remember this? It was 18-something? They're like, oh, no, we don't want to talk about that. We want to scare people now in today's times. Then you had another shooting in Orlando in a nightclub. Then you had the Sandy Hook, the Alex Jones Elementary. Did they ever name that Alex Jones Elementary?
They should after all the money they got.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing ever. But he was a guy on the internet. He was a troll just like everyone else. He's just having fun.
Hey,
with you
meantime,
guys.
the guy's right about a lot of things. But anyway,
Aliens.
maybe.
Okay. So what else we got? So Texas First Baptist Church massacre. Despite evidence of strict gun control measures reducing the frequency, in countries like Australia, citizens of the United States remain deeply divided over the gun issue, which it is deeply dividing because you have people on one side that say, it's my Second Amendment right. It was given to me by Jesus himself. Jesus told me I could have a gun. No, he didn't, because he didn't have a gun. If he had a gun, he may not have disappeared for 3 days.
It would have been a different story.
The whole story would have changed if he would have had a gun. So don't say Jesus gave you the right, because he didn't even have a gun. And
that's a lesser known book in the Bible.
You got to read that. You got to read the whole Bible. You can't just pick and you can't be like every church in this everywhere you go to that picks and chooses what they want to tell you. You got to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised at what happens. You'll have no idea about the streets flowing with blood of non-believers, but it's in there. So with the gun stuff, back to guns. People give me crap over this, but I still think that, for one, not everyone needs a gun. Not everyone needs a gun. Just because you think it's your Second Amendment right, you should have a gun. There are some people that don't need guns. For the same reason, there's some people that don't need vehicles.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of these drivers?
They're knuckleheads.
And they have a license
It's
to
a
drive.
fair assessment of human people.
And so they're like, well, everybody should have a gun. No, you should have, if you want a gun, you want to carry a gun legally, because illegal guns and criminal is a whole different thing. Criminal don't follow the law. They do what they want. So you can't legislate or fix a criminal because they're a criminal by definition. They don't listen.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a gun
They
and
were
you want to own it
outlaws.
legally, you need to know how to use it, know how it works. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think it'd be a good idea? And they're like, well, it's the Second Amendment. Everybody should have a gun. Well, no. Yes, I have a gun. I went to training. I learned a lot of stuff about guns and carrying guns in public and doing things like that. There's a lot of stuff they taught me I didn't know about.
Right.
That more people need to know about if you're going to carry a gun. So,
Like me, I have all kinds of guns. I never went to any class.
You need to
They
go
just
to class.
handed it to me.
yeah, because you're going to get in more trouble by not knowing than by knowing. And so, yes, there's stuff you need to know about guns. And yeah, there's some people that shouldn't have them. There's some people that shouldn't have a gun. I mean, that's just like anything else. Some people shouldn't have kids. Some people shouldn't have cars. Some people shouldn't have dogs. Some people shouldn't have animals, because you got stuff that happens. So there should be training. There should be law. There's laws everywhere. So everybody's like, we need more laws. No, the law-abiding citizens don't need more laws. What are you going to do? I watched a video the other day where somebody was like, we need to have background checks on guns. Anybody can go buy a gun anywhere.
Well,
It's
you
like,
can't.
no, you can't just go down to the store and buy a gun. You got to do a background check.
No.
It goes through processes. It goes through stuff. You can't just walk.
It's a fairly intense background
Yeah.
check as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens. And so it goes back to, in guns, in anything, guns, whatever it is, guns, vehicles, electric vehicles, gas vehicles, animals, eating meat, not eating meat. It goes back to, you don't know what you don't know. Do your research, study up on it to where you can make an educated opinion about what you're talking about.
Don't just pick a side. Be on the same side that you've always been on just
Yeah.
because you're on that side.
Yeah.
It's a bad way to pick teams.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes with everything else. So, gun stuff, look it up. Do your research. Be smarter.
Also, what I said was non-fiction or fiction. It was fiction. For the TV, I lost all of my guns in a tragic boating accident.
Yeah.
Carry on.
That's why they asked me, how many guns you got? It's the guns. The guns are the devil. Why would I have that?
No. Yeah.
I just call the police like everyone else.
I read it. I read about it on the internet.
Yeah. I'll just call the police. They'll be there.
They'll show up,
They'll show up. They'll help me.
clean up the mess.
What else we got? Have we done? What about guns? Oh, speaking of guns, how about church? You know anything about a church?
Massacres?
You know anything about a church?
I do know things about a church. It's not fit for this publication, I'm sure.
Just show them on the doll.
Is it about the Christian programs?
Those are good things, right?
Yeah. Do
Okay.
we need to learn about this?
Yes. What happened to the
All
Christian
right.
program?
Well, some attendees of a Christian program for troubled teens say they were tied to goats for days and branded with a cross as punishment. That's a real headline. You didn't just make that up. It's an actual thing published by NBC News. But all right, should I read the rest of this, or is that enough?
What? I don't know. Does it get any better than that?
All right. An investigation by NBC, the real NBC, details claims of abuse by 2 Christian programs run on Wyoming ranches. Former attendees said they were traumatized, physically injured, and subjected to cruel punishment. A lawsuit filed against the ranches in 2020 also alleged abuse, forced labor, and trafficking.
So did these kids have to do work? They just got mad?
Yeah, it sounds like they were just on a dude ranch and didn't like working, but I guess
Did they get Yellowstone branded? This is why I'm
we'll figure it out. Oh, well, beside the whole goat thing. Got a nickel for every time I said that. I'd have 15 cents. All right. For attendees of 2 Christian programs for at-risk youth said they had traumatizing experiences full of hard labor and strange punishments, according to an in-depth investigation by NBC published Wednesday. The programs, which are run by the same family on nearby ranches in rural Wyoming, include Trinity Teen Solutions for girls and Triangle Cross Ranch for boys. More than 20 women who attended the girls' ranch between 2007 and 2020 told NBC they were subjected to brutal manual labor that left them physically injured. So far, I'm on the goat's side. All right. From the time we woke up in the morning to the time we went back to sleep, we were always doing work.
That's called living on the farm.
That's what I also do.
Yeah.
But okay, let's investigate deeper. This is what a 19-year-old kid told NBC. And they were always having the type of stuff that grown men do. All right, so apparently they were forced to drink in bars and not pay their bills on time. All right. Former attendees said the staff restricted their meals and forced them to dodge rattlesnakes on runs. So you'd rather not dodge rattlesnakes?
I guess not.
All right. They wouldn't let the rattlesnakes stay in our path.
We had to
All
dodge
right.
them.
What kind of torture is this? All right. So 3 women said they were tied to a goat with a leash for days after ranch employees called them stubborn. All right. So 3 ladies didn't want to learn about yoga. One of the attendees of the boys' ranch told NBC he had a lasting scar after employees branded his arm in the shape of a cross. All right. I see you guys pay good money for that. Trinity Teen Solutions and Triangle Cross Ranch did not respond, surprisingly. Insiders' request for comment. Ranch owners also declined to comment to NBC. Okay, so the lawsuit said the attendees were forced to be silent for weeks at a time. They play the quiet game.
They're like, shut up, kids.
They slept in unheated quarters, like most of the world, were deprived of food and sleep, had restricted access to a bathroom, and were treated by unqualified therapists. Family that owns the ranches denied the accusations, of course. They said they've never used our patients to do forced or unpaid labor. Population that we work with at our program are a very difficult and high-risk population of patients. They've had many treatment failures prior to parents sending them to Trinity as a last resort to help their daughter. All right, so troubled teens didn't want to do work and wanted to get bit by rattlesnakes is what I got.
Dang. I know it's not. I know we laughed. I know it's not a funny story, but to me, it sounds like some kids complaining about having to do stuff.
Well, I mean, you got to find the humor in anything.
I need to go to this ranch. I want to go. You guys send me up there and let me check it out. I'll dodge rattlesnakes and I'll see what you guys do, because to me, it sounds like living on a ranch. That's what happens. That's what you do. You get up, you go to work, and you work all day fixing stuff, doing stuff, and you come back, eat, and go to sleep.
Yeah, they even tried to get him to do goat yoga. They weren't interested.
Isn't that where the goats poop on you?
I don't know. That's probably a whole other service.
That's
Costs
probably
$35 extra.
There's probably videos for that. So I want to know. I want to know about that. I want
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
to this.
And, we're not making fun or making light of real traumatized individuals, but, got to find the humor
we need
in
more
everything.
details.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence.
I want to know why they're mad they had a dog. They didn't get bit by
Yeah,
rattlesnakes.
like, hey, they just let us run through that field of rattlesnakes. It sounds like abuse.
We got some abuse for you right here. I got some abuse. I got abuse. You want abuse? I got it right here.
Good Lord.
Garland Nelson is charged in the Western District of Missouri with mail fraud and being a felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. Gun laws. Did they work or not? A federal jury trial is scheduled to commence on September 26th. The trial is expected to go 4 to 5 days, but the defense has been granted a request for a second week setting. The case is related to the murder of Nick and Justin Dimmel of Boondall last May. The federal grand jury returned an indictment against Nelson and alleged he murdered the boys to cover up a $215,000 cattle fraud scheme. For motions outstanding in the trial, Nelson's defense argues that mail fraud and a felony possession of firearm are not related and should not be connected at the same trial. What? They're asking for a separate trial on that. Decisions are pending on the motions. The witness list for the federal trial include members of the Dimmel family, which makes sense, right? Federal prosecutors say that Nelson agreed to care for the livestock from the Dimmel's livestock out of Boordall. Nick and Justin were principals in the business that traded and invested in cattle and livestock. Nelson agreed to feed and pasture the cattle and sell them on the sprawling farm owned by his mother. Nelson agreed to send the proceeds to Dimmel's livestock. Between November 18th and April 2019, the Dimmels delivered loads of cattle to the Nelsons. Nelson sold, traded, or killed the cattle without sending payment, according to the federal indictment. Nelson continued to fraudulently bill the Dimmels for feed and yardage for cattle that had already been sold, traded, or had died. If the cows are dying, he's not very good at taking care of cows.
I don't think he was good at a lot of things except fraudulently billing people.
He's an invoice guy. You somebody do invoices, it's this guy. Nelson dropped off 35 calves at Colderness Farm in Kansas, apparently all that survived of the 131. This guy's got no business. What else they got in here?
I do like his attorney, though. He's like, hey, these are two separate deals, guys.
Yeah.
Come on now.
The murder and the gun.
We're like-
Felony with a gun. Let's separate these two.
Well, no, he said the murder was different than the, what was it? Motion to sever the counts, mail fraud.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. You guys delivering, mailing invoices. This is totally different than murder. We need a separate trial.
Oh, it gets worse. The surviving 35 calves were emaciated and had ringworms. Some of the calves' their ears were torn where they'd ripped the tags out. He pressed for payment and sent no more cattle to them. The indictment states that Nelson sent the Dimmels a hot check of $215,000. His account had a balance of, okay, wait a minute, hold the phone. He sent them a check for $215,000. So you don't have this paper. So what do you think is his bank account?
$47.
He sent them a check for $215,000. What's his bank account?
$47.
21 cents. He's got 21 cents in his bank account, and he sent them a check for $215,000. So they say the check had been intentionally torn and could not be cashed. So he wrote them a check, tore it, sent it to them, so they couldn't cash it because he had 21 cents in his bank account.
And then murdered them.
And then he just killed them. The affidavit states remains were found in a 55-gallon drum in a pole barn on the Nelson farm. The affidavit states that Nelson admitted to burning the remains, crushing the burn barrels, and cleaning up the blood in the barn. Blood stain on Nelson's clothing was a DNA match for Nick Dimmel, according to the affidavit. So it sounds like this dude is looking at some trouble.
He's not going to be out for a while. I mean,
probably ever.
murder's murder, but also mail fraud. You don't be messing around with the United States Postal Service.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Don't check others' mail. What else we got? What we looking at on the numbers over there? We got good numbers over there. 4-minute story. Okay, we got 4 minutes to run down the rest of this stuff. So we got the man who had his hand stuck in a chair. We need to get to. Dang it! I need to get to. I need to get to Walker, but let's get to Walker. I'll just save these other 2 videos for next week. They're not that important. You got a man with his hand stuck in a chair, or hand stuck? What?
What? Man with a head? I thought.
Firefighters in Britain conducted an unusual rescue when a caller reported a man who needed help extracting his hand from the back of the sofa. The Stapleford Fire Station in England said that a crew responded to a report of a male who had his hand trapped down the back of the sofa. Firefighters said they were able to help the man extract his hand, and he was not seriously injured, but sustained slight redding on his hand. So his hand got red. It really just fires. I'm pleased we were able to help this man without hurting himself further or damaging his sofa.
All right.
So
I know a camp in Wyoming where this guy should not go.
yeah, don't go there. So if you're there, speaking of sticking hands places, where did you stick your hand in Australia?
In Australia,
Yeah.
what was removed from the family's recliner chair? Why is everyone getting stuck in furniture? All right. Be careful of household goods in Australia. All right. An Australian reptile wrangler paid a visit to a family's home and helped them with an unusual problem. A large snake that came inside and crawled inside a recliner chair. Stewart McKenzie of Sunshine Coast Snake Catchers, 24/7. Oh, man. This guy works nonstop. All right. Showing...
Don't send him to camp.
He posted a video, yeah. Yeah, be careful with this guy. All right, he posted a video to Facebook showing what happened when he was called out to a Palm Woods, Queensland home on a report of an invading snake. Mackenzie arrived to find a rather large carpet python that crawled up into the bottom of a recliner chair. The snake catcher ended up having to remove the snake from the top of the chair. It took a while. It was a delicate process. We were able to get the snake out eventually and relocate it back into the bush.
What is a carpet python? I've heard of a carpet muncher.
A carpet python?
What's a carpet python?
You don't want to know.
But he's got rug burns, right?
Right. Be careful with those carpet pythons. They'll get you.
They'll get you. What else can I get you before we get out of here? Walker, Texas Ranger is a TV show that's going down, and then hopping on the train of Old West lore since Yellowstone blew up. Everybody wants to make a Western, so you got Walker Independence, which is going to premiere this year, coming up in October, and it's on CW33. You can stream it free the next day. It's set in the 1800s. It's the origin story, follows Abby Walker, an affluent Bostonian whose husband is murdered before her eyes. While on the journey out west, as she crosses paths with Hoyt Rawlins, a lovable rogue in search of purpose, Abby and Hoyt journey take them to Independence, Texas, a small town with a big future.
False. But yes. I thought it was Walker, Texas Ranger.
We found you in the plains.
Independence? Do you know where that is?
We'll take you there.
You know, people here, they're all running from something. You're the new sheriff?
There's something rattling you? You seem awfully on edge.
My husband was killed.
Who killed him?
To the new Sheriff of Independence, Tom Davidson.
Welcome to Independence.
You are going to get yourself killed.
He deserves to die for what he did. You asked me if I was staying here for revenge. Maybe it's justice. People aren't what they seem.
Walker Independence. New series premieres Thursday, October 6th. Stream free next day only on the CW app.